Hi, kids, moms, and dads. So glad that you've taken a few minutes to join me for Children's Bible Story Time. The name of our story today is called Son of Laughter by Sally Lloyd Jones. It's a story about Abraham. Have you ever heard of Abraham? I hope you have, and if not, we're about to introduce him to you. It's called Son of Laughter. Years passed and things didn't get any better. People were still just as cruel and mean to one another. They still got sick and died. God's world was still full of tears, and it was never meant to be like this. But God was getting ready to do something about it. He was going to make all the wrong things right, and He was going to do it through a family. Abraham, God said, how many stars are there? God was about to tell his friend a wonderful secret. Let me see, Abraham said, rolling up his sleeves and beginning to count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Of course, he kept losing count. Too many, he told God. Have you ever tried to count the stars in the sky? See in the picture? There are a lot of stars out there. Guess what? God laughed. I will give you so many children and grandchildren and great grandchildren, you won't be able to count them either. Abraham couldn't help but giggle at such a wonderful idea, but then he stopped himself. How could he have a family? Don't be silly. He didn't even have any children, let alone grandchildren. He wiped away a tear. Anyway, it was far too late for him to start having babies at his age. He was 99 years old. What could God mean? Abraham, God said again, do you believe me? And then God told Abraham his secret rescue plan. Abraham, I will make your family very big, God promised, until one day your family will come to number more than even all the stars that are in the sky. Abraham looked up at the dark night sky, thick with stars. You will be my special family, my people, and through you, everyone on the earth will be blessed. Have you ever looked at the stars where there was no lights around? They are so bright and so beautiful. Let's continue with the story. It was an incredible promise. God was going to rescue the world through Abraham's family. One of his great 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 grandchildren would be the child, the promised one, the rescuer. But it's too wonderful, Abraham said. How can it be true? Is there anything too good to be true? God asked. Is there anything too wonderful for me? So Abraham trusted what God said more than what his eyes could see, and he believed him. Now, when Abraham's wife, Sarah, heard God's promise, she just laughed to herself. But it wasn't a happy laugh, it had tears in it. She'd always wanted a baby. Could her dream come true? Could she really have a baby when she was 90 years old? No, no, of course not. Don't be silly. It was far too late. Sarah didn't believe God could do what he had promised. She had forgotten that when God says something, it is as good as done. Of course, it wasn't it wasn't easy for God to give her a baby son as it was for him to make all the stars in the sky. It was just as easy. All he had to do was speak it. Sure enough, 9 months later, just as God had promised, Sarah gave birth to a baby boy. They named him Isaac. Isaac, which means son of laughter. And Sarah laughed, but this time it was a glorious, happy laugh. Her dream had come true. God would do as he promised. He would always look after Abraham's family and his special people. And one day, God would send another baby, a baby promised to a girl who didn't even have a husband. But this baby would bring laughter to the whole world. This baby would be everyone's dream come true. He would be the Messiah, Christ, our Savior. Here's a picture. See Abraham and Sarah and the baby. Whenever God tells us something, He always brings His word to pass. So we need to make sure that we believe whatever it is that God tells us. Thanks for joining with me. Next time, we're going to look at Abraham's life again. God bless.